ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite up on stage Mr. Deepak Raj Joshi, who is the CEO of Nepal Tourism Board. So please, with a huge round of applause, let us invite Mr. Deepak Raj Joshi.
Thank you. National Program Coordinator of BNY, Suraj Dai. It is always very inspiring to hear your thoughts. Many other senior youth leaders and young, aspiring, I think, professionals of our industry, travel and trade. I'm not a great speaker like Suraj Dai, so bear with me. I'm here to give some of the thoughts on how we are progressing in VNY, Visit Nepal 2020, how our tourism industry is growing, and some of the thoughts on how the youth like you can lead our future. So in these 2-3 lines, I would like to share some of the thoughts. Basically, in Nepal, I think until a few years back, we had a typical set of education system. I call it, when I was graduated as an MBA student in Nepal, I passed my exam buying one, I call it NEMA photocopy generation, where we used to buy that NEMA photocopy guest papers, around 150 ready-made question answers. We used to study that note whole night and next day appear in the exam and get passed. And after that, some of the Lok Sabha exams, and then a kind of, so that kind of set is there, but now it is changing, and it need to be changed. Otherwise, I think it is very, very difficult to make our country prosperous. So in this line, I think that's why we felt, so very, very recently we also did one tourism Uddami seed camp. Very recently, I think you may have heard about it, just to inspire some of the new ideas in tourism and to connect you, to mentor you, and to encourage you to do more in this sector. Long ago, I had read one article about the change in global leadership. Many years ago, around 400, 500 years ago, there was spiritual leadership everywhere. The spiritual gurus used to be the leaders at that time. After that, military, autocratic, very rigid kind of leadership we experienced. After that, we experienced a very different kind of democratic leadership, participation, inclusion, that kind of. But I think this is the age we are going through. Business leadership. Everywhere, I think it is going in that kind of trend. Not only in the leadership, I think in business practices also, we have seen so much of changes. For example, a few years back, our business entrepreneurs, they used to have owned economy, land, property, very much limited to within our own strength. After that, we went through a kind of shared economy, joint ventures, partnership, that kind of. And now we are going through access economy. Without having anything, we access to others' economy and we get benefit. Like in tourism, we see the growth of Airbnb, the growth of Uber, that kind of things we have been experienced. So this is the whole, I think the system is going through a kind of disruption and innovation every moment. Very momentary kind of things are there. So we need to be prepared for that. And for the overall development of our country, when we have to be prepared for business type of leadership, I think many of us will agree that in our country, businessmen, those who are in entrepreneurship, they understand well what business is. But the country will prosper only then when our bureaucracy, when our politics, when our civil society, and when our media will understand our business well. And for that, I think these kind of initiatives, these kind of startups will help us widen our knowledge. And thank you, local team, Ashish ji, and many other these kind of startups. You guys are doing really a great job. Without widening this kind of understanding, we'll not be able to do anything. So this is the kind of economic context I think we are going through. While talking about tourism, everyone talks so much about tourism because we have realized that tourism is the only sector that will lead Nepal for the sustainable development of tourism. I'm not directly from the business sector, but I think in business we have been taught that there are 4 or 5 things which are very, very important in every business, like product, place, price, promotion, timing, these all kind of things. When we see from the eyes of potential in tourism, I think product-wise, Nepal has the greatest strength. Be it natural attractions or cultural attractions, we have so much of strength. So we have not to worry at all about the strength in tourism we have product-wise. Place means location. If we talk about location, I think the location-wise also we are going through the best location. We are in between half of the world in terms of emerging, I mean the economically emerging population, and in between half of the economy of the world and half of the population of the world. So that is also another advantage of our location. Few days back I was reading an article. I think Kathmandu city itself is located in a very, very important location from where around more than 20 cities can be accessed in 1 to 2 hours of flight. Many cosmo cities where 30 million plus population is, like Lucknow, Kanpur, Delhi, Dhaka, Kolkata, so many cities. So that is our market. And we don't need to worry about the product strength we have, market there is, and the timing wise also, Suraj mentioned very rightly a few years back, understanding wise, we used to always talk about the social and political agendas, but now we are talking more about economic agendas. That is also very, very good timing we are going through. Few years back, we used to have everyday strikes, load shedding, so many things. But now I think we are going a little bit in a better way. I think we have to be very hopeful and positive. There is one saying in English that a night cannot be darker after midnight. So whatever it had to happen, it has happened already, and we have to be prepared for our brighter future. Compared to other business, I think in tourism we have more advantage and a little bit easier to start our business in tourism, I think. Because in manufacturing industry, if we think about, there is huge investment, long time to invest and to get return, that kind of things is there. But in tourism, especially in these days, in tourism also there is a big change. A few years back, it was a very limited kind of activities, limited in comfort and luxury only. But now, all over the world, it has become experience economy. People are going to buy experiences and sell experiences. And for that, destination like Nepal has lots of things to offer. And then in that line, in tourism, I think anything can be created, curated, and communicated. And out of that, we can make business. For example, since many years, we used to have this rice planting festival. But now, in Pokhara, since last 4, 5, 7 years, it has become a tourism product where they organize one annual event and they sell that kind of activities. For example, in our river, there used to flow that kind of high rapid water, but since we created a kind of event of rafting since long, so that can, if we think a little bit differently, if we create something new, that is definitely going to bring some revenue, and there are so many opportunities. And in this line, Nepal as a destination. In tourism, Nepal itself is a very, very strong tourism brand. Uh, for example, if we compare Nepal with the destinations like Maldives or Mauritius or Sri Lanka, we have a lot to offer. There they can sell only beaches or resorts, that kind of activities, but we have very, very difficult to brand Nepal in one single word. So after having series of discussions, we come up with one theme called Lifetime Experiences. That is our theme for Visit Nepal 2020. And it is always said that the more younger we are, the more creative we are. So you are the creative guys. Please suggest us how we can position Nepal in this line. How Nepal can be, how I mean the traveling to Nepal can be a lifetime experience. So in this line also, I think we need your suggestion, we need your cooperation, we need your feedback. In tourism, basically Visit Nepal 2020 is also a kind of mega festival for the nation. So let's be prepared for this and let's make this visible as much as we can, be a part of it. I would like to request for this also. And without saying much, I think our younger generation is our biggest hope, and tourism has the brightest future. Let's take tourism together ahead, and when we go together, we will certainly grow together. Let's be prepared for that. Without much words, I would like to wish you all the best, and feel free to connect with us in terms of any ideas you have in tourism. Thank you.